Hey chums, how you doing? Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Also click on that little bell so you get alerted as to any videos that I may release. Today we're going to replay a ongoing 1971 season that I have been playing for a while. It's Deep Drive Baseball, and I'll give you some of the stats right now just to get us started. This game played in Tuesday, the 27th of July, so I have about basically 2 months to go in this replay. Between that, when I started this replay and when it continued, the game actually went from volume version 2 to version 3. So I had to get rid of version 2. And well, I didn't have to. Version 2 was fine, but I decided to switch over to version 3 because it was a little bit simpler and one fewer die roll. So I said, okay, let me do it. It didn't matter. Anyway, so that's why it's taking me a little bit longer than normal as well. All right, so it's two first place teams going up at each other, and that's going to be exciting, right? It's the Baltimore Orioles, 77-22, using the Replay Baseball PC game. I'm using Deep Drive Baseball, and my A's are 59-40, 19 games over 500. Also in first place, it is Earl Weaver versus Dick Williams. Today we're going to see Grant Jackson, the left-hander, versus Diego Segui, the right-hander for the A's. Let's go over the lineups real quick. The lineups are Bert Campaneris, George Hendrick, Reggie Jackson, Tommy Davis, batting fifth, third base, Sal Bando, the captain, Gene Tennis, probably the best catcher, especially the best hitting catcher from 73 to about 76. Yep. Dick Green, the second baseman. Batting eighth is Frank Fernandez. Made up a card for him. It's there, but I don't want to print it out. And finally, it's the pitcher, and he is Diego Segui. For the Orioles, Don Buford, there he is. Paul Blair, center fielder, batting second. I don't know if you can see that. Merv Retman, batting third, an outstanding season in 71. Boog Powell, still in his prime. Hit 22 home runs. Brooks Robinson, probably the best third baseman. One of the top third basemen ever. Andy Etchebarren, the catcher. I think he's batting sixth today. Chico Salmon, infielder, versatile, utility guy, plays everywhere. Let's get that a little bit lower. Mark Belanger, let's see. Can you see a Mark? Excellent fielding shortstop, and then of course the pitcher batting card for Grant Jackson. So let's do it. Let's play some ball. And the way you play this game is you read the batter card, pitcher card. It's 50-50 with a twist. Of course, you have the deep drive chart, and that's a lot of fun. You roll 3d10. The first 2d10 will give you 0 to 49 off the batter, or 50 to 59, 50 to 99 off the pitcher. This will tell you whose card to read off. All the outs are at the bottom. This is 99% chartless game, and you read the green, you read the red, the white, and then the green. All right, let's play. It's Bert Campaneris. How's Bert Campaneris doing in the batting? 259, and in reality he batted 251. Here's pitch from Grant Jackson, and that's a 44. We'll read that off of Campaneris' card, a 44 and a 5, and that's bounced slowly to second base. Charging hard is Salmon. He barehands it, fires to first, and just gets Bert Campaneris by half a step. Let's see if we can revive this pen that I was using yesterday. And I left the top off, and it's like one of those felt pens. All right, George Hendrick. He's a backup guy who's been playing a few games. There's been some injuries in the outfield, and he's batting 304 right now, but he won't stay there. He batted 237. So Jackson gets the sign from Etchebarren, and winds and deals a 22, and a 22 is going to be a defensive check. So we just roll 2 dice again, and we look at the defensive chart. That's an 07, and an 07 will say bounce to second base, and oh, Salmon, Chico Salmon. He is a second baseman of 1, so this is going to be an error. He's a very poor second baseman. So that 07 will be it's a range check, and that's by Salmon for a single. A diving Salmon who did not get a good break on that ball, and there's a runner on first with 1 out. Here's Reginald Martinez Jackson, bats from the left side. Grant Jackson checks in with Etchebarren, and Jackson is ready. Etchebarren gives Jackson the sign, and here's a pitch. And that's a 90. That's usually a wild pitch, and it's going to be a wild pitch. And going to second is Hendrick. So a ball that gets spiked and goes to the backstop. So Jackson now with the runner in scoring position. Jackson gets the sign, and to the belt, and deals to Jackson. Jackson versus Jackson, 74. And that's a defensive check again. Oh my goodness. And that is a 74 defensive check, and third baseman is going to make the play. And the runner at second will hold. So that's Robinson scooping it up. Looks at second, fires to first in time to get Jackson 2-way. Here's Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis in our replay, how's he doing? 285, and the reality bat at 324. So he'll move up as we go. Jackson to the belt and deals. And a 59, that's going to be a base hit. And this may score Hendrick. Let's look at Hendrick's speed. He gets a +1 for 2 outs. It may be choice here. I believe it is going to be choice. And we're going to roll on the choice chart. I have pretty much 50 to 60. It's an automatic, and it is an automatic score. So he does score, and it's an RBI single for Davis. Raises his batting average a little bit, and the A's go up 1-0. So Tommy Davis comes up big with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Sal Bando, the captain, rest in peace, just passed away a month and a half ago or so. Jackson checks in with Etchebarren, and he deals to Bando. And that's a 10, and that's line, base hit. And going to third, big turn is Davis, and he makes it to third easily, and Bando with a single, first and third. 2 outs, so the A's have a little bit of a 2-out rally going here. Gene Tennis now steps in the box. And Jackson set to work on him. Has a look of determination on his face. Etchebarren is ready to receive. Jackson's ready to set to go, and he brings it. And that's an 88. And an 88 is going to be, it's an out on the pitcher column, and a 7 is lifted to left. Coming over under it is Buford, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So 1 run on 3 hits, and it's 1-0. We go to the bottom of the first. Don Buford, Paul Blair, and Merv Rettenmund against Diego Segui. Let's see where we were. Let's just gonna move on here. Here's a pitch to Buford, and a 12. That's gonna be a ground ball, and through it's a switch hitter. He's batting lefty through the right side for a single. So Buford is on with a single. Will he steal? Segui's whole rating is a +1. That makes him a 12. And the catcher is Fernandez. He has no, so it's a 12 to steal. So he's going to try it. He's going to try it. You're going to add the 2d10, and it's a 9, and he goes. And Fernandez shoots it down. The tag by Green, not in time. Stolen base for Don Buford. How many did he steal? Still 15 bases. All right, so runner on second, and here's Paul Blair. Pitch from Segui, and that's a 32. 32 will be off the batter, and a 4 is bounced to third. Bando looks Buford back to second, 1 down. Merv Rettenmund is next. He's a right-handed hitter. Diego Segui prepares to come home, focuses in on the target, and that's Fernandez is ready, and Segui brings it. And a 74. A 74 will be an out. An out. What kind of an out? It's a fly ball left field. And faking the tag is Buford. And he goes back to first. That's Tennis in left field making the catch. Not a great outfielder. Boog Powell now with 2 out and 1 on. And Powell bats from the left side. Diego's foot on the slab. Shakes off the sign. Now has one he likes. Sets his grip with the ball out of sight. And deals. And that's a 71, which is a defensive check. That's our 3rd defensive check in 1 inning. And 38. And that's going to be in the range area. And that's going to... Oh, no. No, it's not. It's going to be a ground ball second base. And Green boots it. And stopping at third is Buford. So it's an E4, a 1-base error. Green knocked it down, kept it in the infield, and that prevented Buford from coming around to score. So it is 1st and 3rd now. So we roll that 30. 38, it's a 1-base error. Okay, so Powell is on, and it's Brooks Robinson. 1st and 3rd, 2 out. Diego Segui gets the sign from Fernandez, and he deals. Oh, that's trouble. That's a deep drive chart. This is, you're going to see a deep drive chart with a 2. That means everything's going to be, every park consideration is going to be a home run. And let's roll and see what happens. And that's a drive way back into the seats, and that's a 3-run home run for Boog Powell. And those runs will be unearned because of the 2-out error on second baseman Green. And the A's find themselves down here 3-1. So we continue in the inning, and it's Andy Etchebarren comes to the plate. 3-1 Orioles. And here's the pitch, winds and deals, and a 13 will be a bouncer up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. That's the 3rd hit allowed in this inning for Segui. Next up is Chico Salmon, and here's the pitch. Etchebarren takes his lead off first, and a 20, which is going to be a swing and a miss. Got him. But 3 runs come in on 1, 2, 3, and an error. And we'll go to the top of the 2nd. That was a long first inning. Excuse me. Dick Green leads off here in the top of the 2nd. Pitch from Grant Jackson, a 28 and a 3, and that's bounced to first base. Easy play for Powell. G3. Frank Fernandez, here's a pitch, and it's a 53. That's going to be a deep drive, and we're going to see with an 8, that's pretty high. He is, I believe, well, we'll see. Hold on a second. 53, and hold on a second. A 53 is going to be a deep drive, way back, and that ball clears the fence. Home run, and the score is 3-2. Frank Fernandez homers on that deep drive result. So here's the pitcher batting card now. Pitch from Jackson, that's a 48, and that'll be fly ball right field. Moretmond under it, makes the catch 2 away. And it's Bird Campaneris. Campaneris with a 99, and it's a 6 that is ripped to short, scooped by Belanger, fires to first in time. 1 run, 1 hit, 3-2 the score. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Best way to handle that would be, hold on a second. So it's not so sticky back there. That's what she said. Let's see. The office. All right. Mark Belanger. Here's a pitch, a 48. That's going to be off, and a 5 off the batter card. A 5 is bounced second base. Green. 1 down. Pitcher batting card with a 63, and that'll be off the pitcher. That's ball 4. So Belanger walks. And it's Don Buford. 66 will be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. That's the second strikeout of the day for Segui. And here's Paul Blair with 2 out, 1 on. And that's a 13. And that's a base hit. Little looping liner over the shortstop's head. Grant Jackson will stop at second base. First and second 2 out, and here's Merv Rettenmund. Diggy checks in with the sign. Prepares to come home, focuses in on the target. Fernandez is ready. And he brings it. And an 86 will be a pop-up right side first baseman Tommy Davis. He's there, makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the top of the third. So we've had plenty of base runners, plenty of action here in the first 2 innings. And this game plays very fast, but it's obviously not happening right now. But it will. So the score is 3-2. All Baltimore, and it's George Hendrick leads off, who singled and scored a run earlier in the game. That's a 46 with a 1. That'll be popped up foul. And the 1 says it's to the first baseman. FO3. Now you could roll. I'm not going to go there. No need to do that right now. I'm not going to do that. All right. Reggie Jackson with 38, and that'll be a defensive lookup. The 4th one of the game with a 92, and that's going to be in the error range, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. Will Blair get there? Yes, Blair robs Jackson of an extra base hit, and that will just check Blair, who is center fielder 4. I knew that, so I knew he was a pretty good outfielder. Here's Tommy Davis with 2 out and nobody on, and a 34 will be a fly ball, shallow left, and racing in is Buford. Will he get there? Oh, a sliding catch, Don Buford. A great catch. So the defense, the outfield defense of the Orioles is making the difference right here in that top of the 3rd inning. We're going to bottom of the 3rd. It's going to be Powell, Robinson, and Echeverry against Diego Segui. And here's the pitch, an 81. That's off the pitcher card with an 8, and that's going to be popped up left side. Back goes Green and Campaneris. In comes Tennis, and Tennis calls him off. Brooks Robinson steps in the box. He bats from the right side. And Segui prepares to come home. Focuses in on the target. Fernandez is ready, and Segui brings it. 73, and that's a defensive check. Holy smoke, getting a lot of these. 52. 52 is going to be a ball hit right back to the mound, and his error rating is, where is his error rating? There's 4 reliever. Fielding 3. So that's going to be an error. Is it going to be a 2-base error or a 1-base error on that 52? It's going to be an E1. Because what did I say? He was a 3. So ball hit right back to Segui. He bobbles it, rushes the throw to first, and pulls Tennis off the bag. And Brooks Robinson is on at first. That's the second error by the Athletics. Andy Echeverry now. Here's the pitch. And that's a 30, which will be a 7, and that's a deep drive to left center field. On the run is left fielder Tennis. Will he get there? Yes. Gene Tennis flashing the leather in a position that he doesn't play very often. And here's Chico Salmon. The pitch, and an 84 will be the final out. That's ripped and caught by Bando. No runs. No hits, an error, a man left. We go to top of the 4th. Sal Bando leads off against Grant Jackson. Grant Jackson gets the sign, winds and deals. And a 36, and that's going to be in the out range. And a 2 is tapped right back slowly to Jackson. Jackson feels his position and throws out Bando. Gene Tennis now. Tennis bats from the right side. Averaged about 30 home runs from 73 to 75. That's 3 seasons. 73, 74, 75. 3 seasons he averaged 30 home runs. Probably, I think, besides Johnny Bench, the only other catcher that did that. And he had almost a 400 on-base percentage each season. Grant Jackson with the pitch to tennis. And a 43 will be a 5. Bounce to second base. And that is Salmon. He makes the play. 2 down. Dick Green. Grounded to the first baseman in the first at bat. Here we are in the top of the 4th. Nobody on. Green bats right-handed. Grant Jackson, the southpaw. He's set to pitch. And here it is, a 78. And that looks like a 6 to me. They don't have a little dot. Oh, yeah, it does. It has a little underscore. All right, so the 6 is going to be hit hard up the middle. And Belanger gets there, lets it fly, and just gets Green at first base. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. So Grant Jackson retires them in order here in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's going to be the bottom of the order. It's going to be Belanger, Grant Jackson, and Don Buford. Mark Belanger doesn't hit very much. Batted .266 though in 1971. Here's the pitch from Segui, a 55, and that's lined to left. Played on a hop by Tennis, and Belanger's on with a single. Will he steal? Let's take a look. He's got a 9, and +1, it's a 10. That's 50-50. We're going to bunt with Jackson. Let's grab our bunt chart. First of all, let's see if it's an out. If it's an out, then it's probably a good bunt. 41. 41 is going to be an out. So the bunt chart, here it is. An out says roll 1 die to check the chart. Okay, so we're going to roll 1 die, and that's a 7, and that's a good sacrifice hit. And who was that to? I could have used one of the numbers I had rolled already, but it's to the first baseman. All right, doesn't really matter. Yes. So it's a sacrifice. Jackson lays 1 down, squares up, lays 1 down, and 3-4. And the an insurance run is the second base now in scoring position with 1 out for Buford and then Paul Blair. Diego Segui has his work cut out for him. Buford is a switch hitter, batted .290 with 19 home runs and 15 stolen bases. So far, he's 1 for 2 today with a stolen base. So Segui, foot on the slab, shakes off the sign, gets one he likes, sets his grip with the ball out of sight, and he deals. And a 49, and that's going to be off the bat, or a 0. That's ripped and caught by the second baseman. Will this be a double play? And no. Thought about whipping it to second base, to the shortstop at second base, but then it was Belanger back in time. Paul Blair now with 2 out, 1 on. Here's a pitch, 16, and that will be a swing and a miss, strike 3, and no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to top of the 5th. Deep drive baseball. Frank Fernandez leads off. Now I could have printed his card. It was there. It was with the Cubs. I don't want to print out the whole sheet, so I just wrote it up real quick. He doesn't play many games with the A's, but I just wanted to have him because he does play in this game. Here's a pitch, and that's a 65, and that is a strikeout. So Fernandez strikes out, and it's the pitcher batting card, and a 40 off the card will be a 3, which is a bounce to the first. Easy play for Powell, 2 away. Top of the order for the A's now. Bert Campaneris. Campaneris 0 for 2. And a 22 will be an out. A 5 is a slow grounder to second base. Salmon better hurry. Barehands it, sidearms it, and just gets Bert Campaneris by half a step. And Campaneris doesn't think so. 3 up, 3 down. So Jackson retires them in order. Now Jackson only has 9 points, guys. And let me show you how that works. He's been through the lineup twice. That's 2. He's pitched 5 innings. That's 7. He's given up a run, at least a run, an earned run, right? So that's 8. So he's good. He can go another point. All right. So that's and our other pitcher has him a little bit more. He's an 11 starter. So Merv Rettenman steps in the box. It's gonna be Rettenman, Powell, and Brooks Robinson, a 65, and that'll be a swing and a miss, and strikes him out. That is strikeout number 4. for Segui. Next is Boog Powell with an 82 and a 5, and that is hit hard at the second baseman, who picks it up and throws him out, 2 down. And here's Brooks Robinson with a 46 and a 2, and a 46 and a 2 is a tapper right back to Segui. Feels his position, 3 up, 3 down, retires them in order. Top of the 6th, here we come. George Hendrick leads off. Grant Jackson with an 88 and a 0, and that's line caught. Second baseman Salmon positioned perfectly, rips it off the screws, and Reggie Jackson now 0 for 2 today. And Jackson with a 21, and that'll be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. That is strikeout number 3. Number 2 on the day for Grant Jackson. Here's Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis was a 43, and that'll be another out. A fly ball, right field. Over is Redmond, and that retires the side. So Jackson retires them in order for the 4th consecutive time. He's retired for, that's 12, 14 in a row. And Andy Etchebarren. So he's gone 3 consecutive, so he's going to get another +1 to his 9, so he becomes a 10, because he's retired. He's gone 3 innings and has not allowed a base runner. So he will get a +1, so he'll be able to go the 7th inning as well. Andy Etchebarren leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. Diego Segui, the pitch, and it's an 86 with a 6, and that's hit hard at the shortstop. Tough bounce, but he plays it, and Campaneris almost lost his nose there. Here's Salmon, Chico Salmon, with the pitch from Segui, a 34. And a 5 will be, again, a hard hit ball in the hole. Long throw for Campaneris, and yes, gets Salmon. Accurate throw. So Bert Campaneris' defensive skills are really being tested, and he's showing he can sure pick it at shortstop. Mark Belanger now steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Diego Segui gets the sign from Fernandez, and he winds and deals. And a 59 is going to be a little ball 4. Doesn't offer. And he gets the base on balls, gets the free pass. He's on at first. Here's Grant Jackson. And the 14 will be a strikeout to end the inning. Number 5 for Segui. So that's the end of the 6th. They leave 1, score none. And we go to the top of the 7th and see if the A's can get something going here. They're really struggling against this Baltimore pitching staff. I think they had 4 hits in the first game, and here they don't have very many. They have 4 hits as well. Sal Bando leads off against Grant Jackson, gets the sign, winds and deals. That's deep drive, so this could tie up the game with a 4. So anything off the ballpark card is going to be out of here, except for, of course, doubles and triples. And that ball is deep, way back, and gone. Game is tied. Sal Bando. So the game is all tied at 3 apiece thanks to Sal Bando here in the top of the 7th inning. And Grant Jackson wishes he had that pitch back. And he can still pitch this inning. He's still okay. Here's Gene Tennis with an 80. And a 6 is a hard hit ball to shortstop. Belanger feels it and throws him out. Dick Green is next with a 0-2. And that's going to be a deep drive. And that's going to be with a 2 on the ballpark card. That's low. And a 78 is going to be a drive down the line, and that's going to be a fair ball. And digging for second is Green. Here's the throw from left fielder Buford, not in time, and that's a double. And it looks like we're going to go to the bullpen, my friends. All right, so coming in is Dick Hall, and he will pitch to Frank Fernandez with a runner on second base. We will face Fernandez. And here it is, and it's 0-0. That's a deep drive again for Fernandez, and the 0-3 to 62. That ball is gone. But with that 7, we shall see. That's going to be an outfield ballpark out, a 73, and that ball is off the wall. So an RBI double. Fernandez having a big day here, and the A's have taken a 4-3 lead. RBI double for Frank Fernandez off of Dick Hall. And here's the pitcher now. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Segui. Who's that going to be? Let's take a quick look. So Fernandez doubles. Let's back up one. Let's bring in Dick Hall. Fernandez is going to double. And for Segui, we're going to bring in Hall is what? A righty. We're going to bring in Rick Monday, pinch hit. And that is the 7th. And here he is. And we're going to have a new pitcher, so we're going to put that in. And here's the pitch to Monday from Dick Hall, a 78, and that is a line drive to first. Will it be a double play? That's the question. And no, so it's an L3, 2 out, top of the order for the A's. Hate to have this loose piece of paper there. It would have been much more aesthetic to have printed out the card, but I just decided to write it on the yellow piece of paper. Should have used some cardstock. Campaneris. He's up with 2 out and 1 on, and the pitch from Hall. Hall came in here, and that's a 49, which will be a fly ball center field. Coming on is Blair. Under it, squeezed it for out number 3, but 2 runs come in on a solo homer and a double, RBI double by Fernandez. So 2 runs on 3 hits, and the A's lead it by a score of 4-3. And it's going to be a new pitcher for the A's. So Monday bats, he lines out. Excuse me, and then Campaneris flied out. All right. Let's see who's coming in. It's going to be Jim Rowland coming in, the lefty. Rowland. I gotta find them through all the, you get all the cards, so you have a big stack of cards. That's a nice thing. With Deep Drive Baseball, I think it only comes in PDF and it's $15. You can try it for less than that. Buy 2 teams, I think, for $3, and try the game. Very easy to play, fun game. All right, here's Jim Rowland's card. I got it, and he's ready to roll. He's ready to rock and roll against Buford, Blair, and Redmond. He can go 2 innings as a reliever, or 2 points as a reliever. There's a difference there. That's going to be a 96, and a 4 is bounced out to second base. Green makes the play, 1 down. Paul Blair's next. I like this pen. It's a Sharpie. It's like a little mini Sharpie. All right, next is Blair with a 55, and that's going to be line base hit, a rope off the bat of Blair. That's the second hit of the game. Puts him on first for Redmond. Redmond's a good hit and run guy. Doesn't strike out very much. So what we're going to do is try hit and run. Try to get something going here. Hit and run chart is right here. We're going to just roll the same 3 dice. Play it normal. 0-6. 0-6 is a single plus. Single plus. All runners advance 2 bases. So that's ripped to left center field. And going to third is Blair, Redmond. At first and third, Rowland's in trouble now. Powell facing the lefty Powell. So Rowland looks at Redmond, checks with Blair at third, who shuffles off the bag, and looks in for the sign. He prepares to come home, focuses in on the target. Fernandez is ready, and Rowland to the belt. And an 88 is going to be a 5, which is, infield's got to play in here, which is a hard hit ball to the shortstop, so everybody's going to hold. Moving to second is Redmond. So second and third now. And here is Brooks Robinson with 2 out and 2 on. He's a righty. We're probably going to go to the bullpen. I believe we are going to go to the bullpen, and we're going to grab, who are we going to grab here? You know what? We're not going to grab anybody. What we are going to do is rather face Etchebarren. 270. Yeah, same thing. We're going to let Rowland pitch because our bullpen is mostly fatigued. We used it lately. So we're going to hold off. We only have fingers left, really. And so we're just going to we're going to pitch with Rowland. Here it is, and that's a 63, and that's going to be, plunks him, and that's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded. And Robinson takes his base on the plunk and is not rubbing it. Andy Etchebarren steps in the box now, a right-handed hitter. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Now I could pinch hit for Andy Etchebarren. Let me see what the deal is here on this. So 3. Hold on 1 second. A single. And then there's that out, 6-3 out. And then Brooks Robinson hit by a pitch. And we did not go to the bullpen, so let me get rid of that mark there. That little squiggly line says I went to the bullpen. I want to have that there. That'll confuse me later. So if I... Bertman's going to be hit by pitch. And now Etchebarren. And if I pin, let's see who I can pinch hit with Etchebarren with. Oh, I have Darren Johnson. Yeah, I'd love to play Darren Johnson. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Darren Johnson. I like him. Pinch hitter. And let's see. Hopefully I have his card available here. Because I didn't print out everybody for the Orioles since I only played them a few times. I said, well, why am I going to have... Oh, no, Davy Johnson, not Darren Johnson. Davy Johnson. And Davy Johnson will bat for sure. He's a righty. So Davy Johnson will bat here in the 7th. Put a squiggly line there. And here's the pitch from Roland. And that is trouble. That is a deep drive. Off the deep drive chart. If we hit park, we'll be saved. That's the only chance for there not being a home run here or an extra base hit. And a 0-8. We just missed the park out by 1. And that's way back to left field. And Tennis looks up, and that's gone. Grand slam for the pinch hitter, Davy Johnson. Holy smokes. So Roland has been beaten and battered here. And the Orioles have taken a 7-4 lead. Yikes. Grand slam-a-rooney for pinch hitter Davy Johnson, and it's Chico Salmon. And here's a pitch, and that is a 14, which will be a strikeout to end the inning. But the damage has surely been done with the 1, 2, 3 hits and 4 runs, and we go to the top of the 8th. So Jim Roland was not effective, to say the least. So Johnson, not Darren Johnson, but Davy Johnson, hits a grand slam, and it's 7-4. The Orioles, 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The A's, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. And then, of course, Salmon struck out to end the inning. We need a new catcher, and who's it going to be? Dalrymple can catch, and he will catch. All right. So top of the 8th, George Hendrick leads it off. Here's a pitch, and that's a 43, which will be a 4. Bouncer to second, hard hit to second. Scooped up by Salmon and makes the play. Next is Reggie Jackson. DeCall is still in there pitching. Yes, he is. And here's the pitch to Jackson with a 96, and that'll be a fly ball right field. Right there is Rettenmund, out number 2. Jackson's 0 for 4. And here's Tommy Davis with a 37, and that'll be a fly ball to shallow left. Coming on hard is Buford and makes a nice running catch, 3 up and 3 down. DeCall retires the side in order. And we'll have a new pitcher in the 9th. And it's the bottom of the 8th. Jim Roland is tired. So he's going to try to go here tired, and I'll show you how to do that. Here's Mark Belanger. And a 22 will be a defensive check. And that's a 36, which will be a possible range. And it drops in for a single to right field. Jackson fails to get there. I believe Jackson is a 3, so that's going to be a single plus that drops in. No, that's just a regular single on a 36. So a leadoff single for Belanger. That's the second hit of the day. And we're going to let the pitcher bunt to bunt. So we're letting him bunt. Let's see what happens. And that's a 48. That will be with a 1. They may get the lead runner on this. It's an out with a 1. Lead runner's thrown out by the fielder. And we'll say the pitcher throws out 1-6, fielder's choice. So Hall is on at first. We could bring in a pinch runner here for Hall. So 7. So single. And then Hall 1-6, fielder's choice. Now we're going to get a pinch runner for Hall. And it's going to be Tom Chopay. Tom Chopay will pinch run. And we don't even have to... we'll look at his card if we need to look at his card. Well, that's what we'll do. Alright, so Chopay's running Don Buford up at the plate. 1 out, 1 on. Jim Rowland, tired. Here it is. It's a 31. And it's a 0. That's line and caught by second baseman. Green, double play. No, L4. Close one. Whips it to short. The tag on pinch runner, Chopay. And now he's back at first. So he whips it to first. I think I said whips it to short. Whips it to first, and the tag on Chopay not in time. Blair now with 2 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Blair, 72, and that is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. No runs. 1 hit. 1 left. Last licks for the A's. So we've had a full, complete game here for sure. You can't say we have not. L4 and a K to finish that inning off. L4 and a K. And the tire did not take effect because nothing landed on the pitcher card. So we're allowed to move pitcher card to the batter card when the pitcher is fatigued. So the pitcher doesn't get his batting card advantages. All right. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. So Blair, what did Blair? Blair struck out. It's in the inning. All right. So now, who is the big save guy? Rickard is the guy we have here. Pete Rickard's coming in to finish off the A's. They didn't have much of a bullpen in terms of saves because they had such good starters in 71 that their starters completed like every game. So Pete Rickard, the lefty's coming in. And we'll write him in. And it's going to be Sal Bando leading it off. Sal Bando 2 for 3 today with a single and a homer. And here's the pitch. The A's trail by 3. The big hit for the Orioles was the grand slam pitch hit home run by Davey Johnson off of Jim Rowland. Here's the pitch. Bando with a 0-6, and that is ripped for a base hit. Played on a hop by the left fielder, Buford. So Bando's on with a single. Next up is Gene Tennis. Rickard gets the sign and deals. And a 62 will be ball 4. So he walks Tennis, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate in Dick Green. And Dick Green has some power, hit 12 home runs. And he's going to bat against the lefty Rickard. So Rickard prepares to come home. He focuses in on the target. And Dalrymple is ready. Rickard brings it. And an 84 with a 3 is going to be a hard hit ball to first base. Powell's going to second to 1, back to first, double play, 3-6-3 double play. They turn it, and that really puts a damper, to say the least, on the rally. Here's Frank Fernandez, who's having an excellent day with a double and a homer, 2 for 3 against Pete Rickard here in the top of the 9th. Last licks for the A's, they trail 7-4. Frank Fernandez having quite a day for himself, and it's Pete Rickard checks in, focuses in on the target, and Dalrymple's ready. And Rickard brings it. And that's going to be a 20, which will be a base on balls. So that's going to put runners on first and third. And we're going to see a pinch hitter here for the pitcher spot. So Bando single, walk. And then it was a big double play, 3-6-3 double play. And then Fernandez walks. And now we're going to, for Roland, we're going to bring in, we need a righty. And who do we got? We got Brown. Larry Brown. Not much power, but that's what we got from a right side. Check out all my other videos on how the splits work in this game. You can see that. It's a very strategic approach to the splits. It's not like you'd see in other games. So pinch hitter Larry Brown. Only if I brought in a lefty with a circle would the pitcher have an advantage. And everything comes off the pitcher card. Alright, let's see. Brown is up. And here's a pitch, and a 74. It's off the pitcher. Struck him out. Ball game is over. So the A's, they lose it. No runs. 1 hit. 2 left. They lose it by a score of 7-4. Let's look at it a little bit more closely. Yikes. So Brown strikes out to end the game. And let me just check. Make sure all the pitchers are correct. Yeah. And final score 7-4. Baltimore 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Oakland 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. Winning pitcher is. Oh, I didn't do the last strikeout. Hold on, I'll give you the winning pitcher and all that jazz. All right, Dick Hall 1-0. Jim Rowland gets the loss 2-3. Pete Rickard picks up his 4th save. Davey Johnson is the hero of the game, the MVP. Let's see if there's any standouts for the. Well, Frank Fernandez is a standout, 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Sal Bando, 3 for 4 with a home run as well. Fernandez hit his 2nd. Bando hit his 10th of the season. Bando didn't hit a ton of home runs in 71. How many did he hit? Still got 2 months to play though. But Bando hit 24 home runs in 1971. So not bad, pretty good, good power. And that was his 10th of the season. And that's about it, guys. So the loss goes to Roland. The victory goes to who did I say the victory goes to? Oh, Hall. Alright, that's what I said. Yeah, 1-0. Hall is 1-0. And Roland is 2-3. So this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I hope you enjoyed the presentation of my 1971 replay game. Deep drive baseball, using the deep drive baseball mechanic of it all. And as you can see, I'm slowly plodding forward. This is a game played the 27th of July. I play a couple of games every week, and eventually I'll get to the completion of it all, and I'll have the stats for you. Remember to like and subscribe, and click on that little bell to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group, and I shall see you guys very, very soon. Take care now.